Welcome back, everyone. Today is day 38 of learning how to draw in 365 days. Another book did come in today, and I'm expecting another book tomorrow, and then the last book will be here in December. And these are all just like I said, I think 2 or 3 days ago that I found the last of the book, or I got a group of books that's pretty much going to be where we go after we finish these how to draw videos from sketchbook school. We're going to go straight into these other ones and just start drawing that way. And that's also going to be where we get the where we're going to start seeing some changes, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to get a tripod for this oh gosh, what a camera, in order for you guys to be able to see what it is that we're going to be doing. We're also going to stop freehanding and go into tracing. So that's going to be another thing. And then the last thing is going to be the last change that's going to be made at some point next week, probably Wednesday or Thursday, is going to be the setup of the stream itself. That being said, I did look at the other videos. There wasn't anything in terms of relationship to angles and like the math part of it. So we are going to attempt to redraw this one again. And then I thought, since I was having such a hard time when we were doing the contour lines without the proportions, I was going to try to do the try to draw this in proportion and see how it turns out. I think this one's going to be really hard to do just because I wasn't able to even get it close at all to what is this? Because when you cut it this way, what is that called? Anyways, I wasn't able to get it close to what it is that it actually looks like because I can't remember words right now. And then I did get Leonardo da Vinci's book in, so I'll show off that once I finish drawing today. Did I use all of the paper from yesterday? I didn't think I did. I didn't use this. I did use that paper though. Okay. Yeah, I really have to reorganize this. This desk is so messed up. And I need to start using this. Let's put it here because I don't need it today. And then yeah, I was like, let me put some lotion on my hands before we start. But if I were to do that, I don't think I'd be able to draw. So we're just gonna have to wait. Actually, my hands are so dry that I would be able to. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Alright. I thought my phone was yelling at me for a second. I saw like a message in all caps. I was just like, what the heck did I do? Nothing. I did nothing. It was something. Also, this stream's probably going to be a little bit shorter because it is freezing in here. I don't know why it's freezing in here. Well, I have an idea of why it's freezing in here. But I didn't know that in order to mitigate it before I started streaming. So pretty much just gonna go and freeze for the duration of the stream. So I'm probably just gonna keep it short. I'm way too excited about these books. And it's just like, we can't do straight lines anymore. You are way too happy. I'm also just had a whole bunch of sugar, and I don't know where my water is, so I can't drink any water. The water doesn't really counteract sugar. It does help in terms of the sugar highs that I still get, but yeah, I get sugar highs. I'm still a child in that sense, but I found out that eating protein after sugar, eating sugar kind of also mitigates the effects of the sugar on your body. But water would be really appreciated right now, so we'll see how long I last before I have to go run and find my water. When I say my water, I'm talking about my water bottle. I've got this huge water jug that I carry around and I drink out of. It's like a 64-ounce jug. I used to have a gallon jug. It was like this metal flask thing. It was lovely. But it was also really heavy, and I think I ended up doing something where I like broke the handle or something on it because I would carry it around by its handle because that's what you should do with 8 pounds of water instead of just carrying it by the bottle. That was the other hard. That's another thing when they get big. They don't have handles that you can really carry them with, so it's not just bulky to have, but it's also really hard to hold onto, and you don't really like carrying them around. Supposedly, that's why the Stanley Cup was so popular. I don't know if it's still popular. I never got a Stanley Cup, mostly because I do not have the patience or really the want to get out of the house and stand in line to buy a Stanley Cup. So, but supposedly it was like, yeah, you can like fit it in most things. It has like, I think it might have been like 32 ounces of water or 47 or something like that, like some weird obnoxious number, and it had a handle, and you can fit it in your cup holders, which is amazing and would be worth it if I wasn't already used to having a huge jug of water. It's like, I'm already used to this one. I'm not waiting in line for the other one. I've already like fit my lifestyle around not. I guess it's more of I've already gotten used to never being able to fit my water jug in the thing that like I'm so much in the habit that even if a water jug did fit into the cup holder, I still probably wouldn't use it because I'm just used to not using it. So it's not worth to me. Oh, it's not worth it. So one thing I didn't know about this book is that it does have a lot of the notes from Leonardo da Vinci, but they're not translated. They're in his writing. It's literally, I have to show you because I'm not gonna do this, but like, just look. All of this is his handwriting, and he wrote. I think this is right to left, right? Yeah. He, instead of left to right, he wrote right to left, but it's backwards. So I'll show you. I think everyone knows this. I forgot that was about him. For some reason, I thought it was Ben Franklin that did that. But he writes like this. And I can read that if it was English and printed. I'd be able to read it no problem. But this is cursive and Latin or Italian in somebody's handwriting. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. But it would be really cool to mimic him just because I am left-handed, and it would be so nice not to have pen ink on my hand. I wonder if that's why he did it. I think there's a reason. I think like it's a well-known reason too why he did it that way, like why he would write that way, but I don't remember what it is. And I'm not gonna look it up right now because I don't want to freeze tonight. So we're just gonna like try not to get into as many rabbit holes so I can like focus on just drawing Instead of, let's just look this up and see. No. We're going to avoid the rabbit holes. It's going to be very strange stream avoiding the rabbit holes, but we're going to consciously attempt not to go down the rabbit holes. But yeah, so I got the book. It's really cool. There's some other, like, there's worded explanations and stuff in there too. It's just, I thought and I was hoping that his handwriting and stuff had been translated and was a part of the book, but it's not. So I gotta search up that. And the only reason why I'm doing that is if I was told correctly, Leonardo very much noticed the math within the art. And I would like to be able to incorporate that in my art, or at least when learning to write, to draw. Wow, learning to write. Yeah, I'm also learning to talk too, apparently. And that's because look at how most things are. Like, I'm able to see these as angles. I'm able to try to figure out the angles and draw it in terms of the angles and the mathematical geometric shapes and stuff like that, which I think everyone else does to some extent. It's just I also have apparently the nerd interest in utilizing that and learning how to utilize that and stuff. So I think it would be cool just to have a means or at least a ways of studying that. But I don't feel like trying to do all of this and at the same time I'm trying to learn all of this, try to rewrite his notes essentially. So if those are already done, I would just pay to read the book. So I'm gonna have to look that up now. So these are all of his sketches. I don't think any of his paintings are actually in here. I think these are all his sketches. Which is what I need. But I don't think there's any, like, I don't think I'm gonna see his Last Supper here, or the Mona Lisa or anything like that. Yeah, it looks like it's just his sketches. Now there's another book that I can get that does have his paintings. But that's not, I mean, that would just be just to have like a cool book that has that stuff in it. It wouldn't really help me in terms of what I'm trying to do in art. Oh, the flying machine. I forgot that he like tried to figure out a flying machine. I think this is upside down too. Hold it. Why would you? Did he write upside down? No. No, it's not upside down. It's just backwards. Okay. Wait, why would it be upside down? I think it's upside down. He wrote upside. No. It looks like it's upside down. Did he write upside down and backwards? Or are these. No, 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 no. It can't be. I think this has to be. I don't know. I'm so confused looking at these. We said no rabbit hole. I said that. Anyways, yes, that book does not have any of his paintings. I will figure out what the heck those are. They can't be upside down. Well, the ones that I'm confused about whether or not he's upside down is what it has like a contraption or he's just like writing and it's like, are we sure this is right side up? Because this literally could be anything and it works either way depending on what he's saying. So, yeah. Oh, that's gonna be a fun book to read. Hopefully I can. No, I'm not gonna be able to read it, like use it without getting distracted. I'm going to get distracted every single time I'm trying to do something with that book. Anyways, the goal is to take the to take a couple of drawings. I'm probably gonna. I'll have to look and see how long I'm supposed to work on a singular piece. Like if you're supposed to just constantly trace it over and over and over again for a certain amount of time, or if it's like, yeah, once you trace that, go on to the next one. So I'm gonna have to see. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one of his drawings and blow it up essentially. So make a blown up copy of it, and then that blown up copy is the one I'm going to trace. So this is gonna get expensive. So I'm gonna have to figure out what it is that I'm able to do. It's already expensive because I bought that book, the anatomy book. I've had the sculpting books for a while. But just within the past 40 days I've bought one, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books. And a lot of supplies. So, and I'm gonna have to buy more supplies because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need to get a tripod. I'm gonna need to get an easel, and I need to get some tracing paper. I think these pens will be fine to use for tracing unless the other book says, nope, you use pencil just so you can make the lines. Because another thing that the classical drawing book was saying was that a master artist knows that you take your time and you start off with very light lines, because as soon as you start putting more lines, as soon as you start darkening the lines, that starts making permanent lines, and that's when you don't have as much choices and things aren't as fluid. And stuff so starts becoming more permanent, and that's where you're going to get the most mistakes if you're not ready for it. I paraphrased a whole bunch. I think I got the point across that the book made. I just don't have the book with me right now. Right? Yeah, the book's not with me right now, so I can't look at it. But so it might be a thing because I'm tracing where it doesn't matter how permanent the lines are at the beginning because you're just tracing. So that's going to be something that I have to look into. And basically, like using pen and using pencil, I think is really dependent on what you're trying to accomplish as an artist. Because my goal again is to do classical drawing, so I want to focus on training myself specifically for classical drawing. Now, the guy that we've been following, his whole thing is teaching people how to draw. I don't know what his style of drawing is, and other than it's like lifestyle drawing and it kind of is like realistic, it's also, I've seen him draw stuff where it's a little bit more, I guess I'm gonna say like cartoon. I don't think that's it, but that's the best way my mind can explain the style in which I've seen him draw a couple of things. So I'm not sure what he's actually been trained in and what he's trying to teach, other than, yeah, you can draw well and you can learn how to draw, and anyone can learn how to draw. And I don't think it's like one of those, like, I guess it's like, I don't know if it's like, oh, this is modern style of dancing. This is ballet style dancing. This is the jazz style of dancing. Like, there's very stringent ways of dancing that each follow their own steps of training and their own steps of like technique and stuff. But then there's also just dancing. Right. So I think his is more, this is drawing, where I'm like, okay, cool, that's like a great foundation, let's do it. But then I need to go into a more structured style of drawing in order to get the in order to like get to my goal of being a sculptor, because I want to do classical sculpting. So that's where I have to go to the classical drawing books and be like, okay, what type of drawing utensil am I supposed to be using in order to follow the techniques that I'm going to be taught through the books. And hopefully I can continue doing these warm-ups, because I think these just help get you ready to draw just in general, and it's just shapes. So yep, so today was somehow another busy day where not a whole lot of stuff got done. I didn't get anything that I need to get done. So as soon as I get off stream, I have to go and get a ton of chores done. So that way tomorrow isn't completely chaotic and running around and boring. Chaotic, running around, but also boring. So I'm hoping that's not the case. And then again, I still can't believe Thanksgiving is next week. Because as soon as Thanksgiving hits, it's like literally for not even 4 full weeks, and then it's gonna be Christmas. And I'm not ready for that just yet, because there's a lot of stuff that has to get planned and figured out before Christmas, and none of it's done. And this is stuff that like should have been planned months ago, because it involves how my dogs are going to get taken care of if we travel and if we don't travel. And for some reason, no, it makes sense. Traveling around the holidays makes complete sense. I just wish I didn't have to travel when it's the busiest time to travel. Yeah, growing up, I never had to travel anywhere. It was wonderful because we lived really close to our grandparents, so everyone would just go to my grandparents' house, and since we lived close, it was just like, yep, nope, never had to worry about it. And so when I was growing up, I'd always make fun of people, not like in my head, I would make fun of people who had to travel, because it's just like, why make this the busiest time? Like, just don't travel. Like, I was like, that's because people don't live close to their grandparents and they need to travel. Or relatives. I guess it's not necessarily grandparents, it's more just like your relatives or like people who want to. I used to think it was like travel for fun. Because in all my books, it was just like, yeah, we're going to Disney World or some other vacation spot for the holidays. And I was just like, but why would you do that? Like, no, I'm pretty sure like the majority of flying during the holidays is to go see family. I don't think anyone's going to vacation spots. Well, not anyone, but I don't think that's the majority of people who are traveling. But my books made it seem like that. I'm not giving an excuse, just explaining kind of, I think, where my mindset came from. Yeah, it could be karma. But honestly, the only stress with our travel is the dogs. Everything else is fine. And even then, it wasn't like... This is the first year where traveling has been stressful because of the dogs, because we used to have a really, really good dog sitter. And then you move and you don't have the dog sitter anymore. So, okay, I think let's just finish off this line and then we'll get into the drawing. Because, yeah, we're about the halfway mark, and I don't think drawing today is going to take that much time, unfortunately, but I do want to, like I said, there's, it's cold, and there's a lot that I need to do before I get going. So let's see if, so what I need to do first is get the measurement, get these angles right. So we need to make sure we get the gaps, but then we also need to make sure that the angles, okay. I didn't notice this, but let me try to do it this way instead. Hold on. Because we said this might help make this entire thing right here work. If I can get this line first. One. Right here. Okay. Okay. Oh, and then we need to know, but this one we know is just, it's two of these. It's two of those, and then this one. Yeah, it goes down to that mark. Okay. So it's third rung down. So hold on. Let me do those points first. Like that's probably gonna be the first line. And then goes to right here. And then there's this piece. And there's whole cap. Okay. So why am I doing this? Because this right here is going to be the starting line. And the reason this is going to be the starting line is because this is going to create the 6 points that we need. Because this is the only, nope, and this is another straight one. So we might actually be doing, the triangle might actually save us and get us to be able to do this. So we're going to do the triangle first. So I'm going to have to copy this to here and here. So let's do that. And it's the same measurements. Okay. And the angle is about... That's about that's a 60-degree angle right there. Yeah, that's about a 60-degree angle. Okay. So we're looking at, and this one right here is all about math, mostly because it's a friggin' geometric shape. Does that make sense? Okay. So I'm not going to be using the pencil to make the line. I'm just using the pencil to make the angle. Which I don't know if that's allowed or not. But he did this using the pen cap, so I'm going to assume I can use the dots. Oh, that wouldn't be helpful. I have it backwards. This needs to be over here. Okay. And then just keep this at the angle, but I need to get the pen. Okay, there we go. And then 1, 2. It's gonna be hard because the pencil's in the way. I think I've got the line now, so let me just do this. Okay, and then we have the gap, and then it's a cap, and I don't know what this would be. Okay. And then this should follow the same pattern, so let's just make sure it lines up nicely. So there. So here. The gap. And yep. Okay, cool. Okay, let's draw those lines. Because then after that we can, I don't even think I'm gonna need it's fine. It's okay. And then we said that from so this is just middle. So there. This is gonna be where the geometric, the middle hexagon is. Okay. So then this, kind of like connect the dots at this point. Oops. Alright. Other than that, that's actually like one of the better ones, but I think this one got messed up somewhere. Yeah, it did. That's okay. This is a lot better than yesterday's. And then these each have their own triangles now. Oops. Okay, and these triangles make, I think these ones are, yeah, it's the same, it's about 60. You can't see it. Ah! Go back. Because this ends at, right, it ends right there, so that is, at the third line. So it's, ends here. Ends here. Ends there. Oops. And this kind of goes like that. Yeah, that's kind of how it works. Definitely came out a lot better than yesterday. It would help if I used the right lines. So definitely an improvement. That doing this first really helped. And then if I had gotten these a little straighter, this would have come out a lot better. But you can at least see the shape, and it is definitely, this you can tell is drawn in proportion. This one not so much. But that's pretty cool. I'm trying to decide if I want to draw this again or if I want to try this one out. And honestly, I think I want to do this shape again just because I don't think I have the mental capacity right now to try and figure out how to measure this one out. And I don't have anything else that I could try to measure out and draw in proportion. Like, I don't think there is anything else right now that I would be able to do that. And I want to see if I can get these measurements accurate now that, well, it's already 40 minutes. I might actually just call it because I do want to show you guys what this is, even though I showed you one of the pages. So we'll just call, and there's a couple of other drawings that I need to get done before the night's over, and these are not drawings that are going to be on Steam shown online. These are just stuff to get ready for arts and crafts for tomorrow. So what's really cool with this is that especially if I'm able to blow these up, you can see all the lines he did, and that's going to be what I'm going to be able to trace. It's really cool, and like he even goes into the veins, and so this is going to be really cool because it goes into all those systems that I was talking about. Like, here's the lungs right here, more veins. I don't know what this is, but this is definitely like a back, neck. Here's the arms. Oh, tongue and throat. Oh, there's the tongue. Okay, so it's not, it's just, okay. How the muscle is. So it's gonna be really, here's a rib cage. Oh, these are are you sure these are respiratory muscles? It says it's respiratory muscles, but it looks more like the rib. Oh, it might be maybe the. I think yeah, the muscles are in between. Okay, the bones. That makes sense. Okay. Oh yeah. See, here's the rib cage. Look at the details of the bones. Like, that's definitely a rib bone. And then these are probably the veins. Yeah. See, I might have to get his notes. 1508. Man's back. The skull. Surprisingly very detailed. Probably looked at an actual skull. And then here's the horse. So it's before. See the math. That's what he gets into. That's why I want to see what. That's why I would really love to know what these are saying. So I might have to like find out if any of this got translated anywhere. Oh, a running horse. More proportions, like portions of a head. I like how we call it grotesque. But do you think it's like, but it's just like people you'd see on the street? A so called self portrait. Youth and profile, man. So yeah, it's, and then, so this is gonna be like a really cool thing to be able to like do and stuff. So that's gonna be fun. And that is his Vitruvian. Oh, what's it called? Is it Vitruvian Man or something? But that is gonna be that. Even that, I think. What was it? It's like a study on like different proportions and stuff of like your. Wait, is it called wingspan? I think it's wingspan and stuff like that. So that's gonna be cool to like be able to like just go and use his sketch drawings, which are gonna be a lot easier than his paintings, which is why I went with that versus the paintings book, and it's also a lot cheaper than the one with his paintings. But it's kind of sad because I do like his Madonna drawing painting, and his Last Supper would have been cool to study too. But these are gonna be the things that help me out the most. So even if they're not his most famous paintings, it's gonna help me a lot more to study those. So, sorry. Thank you guys for letting me look at that book with you guys. I hope you are gonna have. I hope this interests you guys just as much as it interests me, and that's why like you're watching this. If you have any, again, if there's any, you have any suggestions of things that I should look up or look into to help me build the knowledge base with, in terms of classical drawing or classical sculpture or anything like that, please let me know in the comments below and I'll take a look at them. If you have any suggestions on things I could be doing to improve just my basic drawing at this point, I would also appreciate seeing those comments. And I will be back tomorrow. I hope you all have a good rest of your day. And hopefully tomorrow it's a lot warmer. I will make sure it's a lot warmer. Not hopefully, I know how to make sure it's warmer in here. So we can actually focus a lot more on drawings, because tomorrow we are going to be moving forward to video 9, and it's his ABCs of drawing. It gets into like kind of what I was saying, where I think it was maybe like a week or two ago where had read in the book about how when you're learning how to write your letters, you're using the basic lines that you would use in drawing, and you can kind of capitalize on that in terms of drawing when you are writing your letters. And he was kind of going in he was kind of going into that. I don't know what the assignment is for that one, so I gotta like look back on that video to get that prepared for tomorrow. But yeah, so we're gonna be moving forward and at a little bit quicker of a pace, I think, until we get to the books. And I think once we get to the books, it's probably gonna slow down again. I am at the end of the video still going to attempt to redraw my profile picture, so that'll be an entire stream working on that. So that'll also be interesting. I think that's it for announcements. I hope everyone has a good, like I already said this, but again, hope you all have a good rest of your day. I'll be back tomorrow. I hope you guys all join me tomorrow as well. And till then, bye.